fan favorite weapon in my bullet hell roguelike, Super Debt, is the Devil deck. It's a haunted poker deck where you have to make poker hands to deal damage to your enemies. It's definitely the most difficult weapon to use in the game so far, but I think it's a lot of fun once you get used to it. The way it works basically is that you discard cards by tossing them until you have the right hand for the current situation. For weaker enemies, simpler hands like the pair might work, but for bosses, taking the time to find a straight or a flush might be the better option. Just don't miss when you finally find the perfect hand. It took a long time to get this weapon to feel just right. In Super Debt, time literally costs money, and finding the right hand sometimes takes a little longer. So I added a payout system that gives you extra money for finding good poker hands. Something I was also worried about was people just throwing their entire hand over and over instead of actually trying to find good poker hands. To fix this, I made it so that if your played hand has any extra cards that don't fit the combination, it gets downgraded to a simple high card poker hand. One of the more complicated things to figure out was the controls. For Super Debt, I've tried really hard to stick to a 2-button rule. Weapons typically have a primary and sub action. That's it. So for the Devil deck, the sub action is to highlight the next card to the right, and the primary action is to select the current card. Pressing the primary action button on an already selected card will throw that and any other selected cards. As a quality of life feature, you can also deselect all cards by pressing the dodge button. A small side effect of this is that when you're building a hand, you're sort of punished for dodging in the middle of it. As a compromise to the 2-button rule, I also added 2 extra configurable buttons, just for highlighting cards left and right. Hopefully, I can come up with something more elegant in the future. I added this weapon in the game after I started playing Balatro when it came out. At first, it was just kind of a silly joke, but it quickly turned into something I think is really unique and special. It fits perfectly into the money and gambling themes of Super Debt as well. Anyways, if you like what you've seen today, please consider supporting my game, Super Debt, on Kickstarter. One of the perks is that you can add yourself as an enemy ghost that can be randomly encountered across runs. It doesn't have to be you either, it can be your pet too. For $256, I'll draw whatever you want, buddy. Not really, though.